people close to Donald Trump apparently contacted and attempted to influence testimony of several witnesses to the January 6th committee. This is according to the committee itself. One of them that they had tried to influence was former Trump White House aide Cassidy Hutchinson, who had just delivered some very damning testimony against Trump. Now, she told the committee that she was contacted by someone attempting to influence her testimony, according to 3 different sources familiar with the hearing presentation. Furthermore, the committee's vice chairwoman, GOP Representative Liz Cheney, said at a Tuesday hearing that 2 witnesses had also told the committee that they had heard from people connected to former President Donald Trump that have also tried to intimidate them. In fact, here was that video from the hearing.
And we have received evidence of one particular practice that raises significant concern. Our committee commonly asks witnesses connected to Mr. Trump's administration or campaign whether they've been contacted by any of their former colleagues or anyone else who attempted to influence or impact their testimony. Without identifying any of the individuals involved, let me show you a couple of samples of answers we received to this question. First, here's how one witness described phone calls from people interested in that witness's testimony. Quote, "What they said to me is as long as I continue to be a team player, they know I'm on the right team. I'm doing the right thing. I'm protecting who I need to protect. You know I'll continue to stay in good graces in Trump world. And they have reminded me a couple of times that Trump does read transcripts, and just keep that in mind as I proceed through my interviews with the committee." Here's another sample in a different context. This is a call received by one of our witnesses. Quote, "A person let me know you have your deposition tomorrow. He wants me to let you know he's thinking about you. He knows you're loyal and you're going to do the right thing when you go in for your deposition."
So, look, I mean, that's very, very clear. Trump reads transcripts, they said. So you better stay loyal because, you know, he knows who is not a team player. So you better straighten up. You better fly right. Better be loyal. It's funny. For somebody who claims to be innocent, he sure seems to harp on loyalty a lot. And, you know, goes to great lengths to influence people's testimony. Just saying. Maybe it's because, you know, he has many, many things to hide. Tremendous things. And look, we now know a lot about what he's tried to hide. We know that Trump knew about weapons that his supporters had had. And he's like, oh, let him through. Let my people through. Let my people through. Let him go to the Capitol armed with not just, you know, flagpoles with spears attached to them. No, we're talking about weapons, semi-automatic AR-15 rifles. That's what we're talking about. And Glock pistols. That's what we're talking about. Weapons, actual weapons. These are the same people that went on to threaten to hang Mike Pence, the vice president, which again, the president had, no problem with. He had no problem with the mob chanting to hang his vice president. Because apparently his vice president just wasn't loyal enough. That's it. We also know that he had been informed about the potential for violence. Didn't care about that. Thought, great. We also know that he knew about the fake electors. We also know that he personally pressured certain officials in states like Georgia, Brad Raffensperger, for example, to throw out ballots for Joe Biden, just enough for him to win the state. You got to find me more ballots. Look, everything points to Donald Trump orchestrating a coup to try to stay in power. That's what it is. It is a coup. It was an attempt at a hostile takeover. Look, Trump's a dangerous person. Not only is he dangerously stupid, but he's just dangerous overall. Because he will do anything he can to remain in power. Look, now, of course, upon knowing this, because we all know this is very obvious, the only people that are not admitting it are Trump supporters. The people that work for Trump, like Hutchinson, were concerned about their security. They're concerned about strike back from MAGA. And I'm not surprised. Again, she's probably getting threats right now, every single day. Now, her security was a concern leading up to the hearing, so much so that that's why the committee kept her identity a secret. They were going to come for her, and she knew it. And by the way, the attacks, as I mentioned, are already being lobbed at her, as well as pushback from Trump loyalists in the Secret Service. In fact, a Secret Service official familiar with the matter told CNN that Tony Ornato denies telling Hutchinson that the former president had grabbed the steering wheel or an agent on his detail. That was one of the stories. She had not been there to witness personally, but she had testified that Ornato had told her about it happening along with Mr. Engel. Now, here's the thing. Ornato is known to have a very strong relationship with Trump and his team, having been granted an unusual waiver to suspend his time on the Secret Service to serve as Trump's deputy White House chief of staff. Oh, really? Oh, well, that seems to be an interesting point. You're going to hear about that on Newsmax. You're going to hear about that on Fox News. You're going to hear about that on right-wing media, that he was granted an unusual waiver to serve in a position of power from the Secret Service. Are you going to trust that guy? Oh, yeah. No, he says it didn't happen after getting all of these special deals. Huh. Gee, I totally trustworthy source. Yeah, of course. Now, as of yesterday, she pushed back. CNN reports that Hutchinson stands by all of the testimony she provided under oath to the select committee. And that is according to Hutchinson's counsel, Jody Hunt and William Jordan. So she still stands by her testimony. She says, look, I ain't lying. And you know what that means? Well, that means Tony Ornato and Mr. Engel, or whoever is pushing back in the Secret Service, are lying. And so the only way that we're going to find out is if they testify under oath and that there are other witnesses to corroborate either side's story. And so I think that's going to be very interesting, and it's going to lead to even more hearings. So look forward to that. Now, as far as the witness intimidation, the attempted witness tampering that's being alleged, I mean, those are very serious crimes. And so, hey, Merrick Garland, if you're paying attention, and you damn well should be, you might want to do something.